Yes, sir. We're live. Saturday morning conference championship Saturday. We have not heard from Rat Hawk. If he joins, we'll get him on here. He was on yesterday. He said he was coming, so I would imagine he'll hop in any second. Um, but yeah, it's conference championship Saturday. Our pre-show poll: Will Mitch fade Kirby Smart? Only 62% said no. That's low. They must not know Mitch very well. He would never fade Kirby Smart. Even though today is the day to do so. Yeah, 8 games. Might as well get it started. Let's start with one of the smaller ones. We got the MAC championship, Miami of Ohio versus Toledo. Let's get the poll running. It's at 7.5 or 7, depending on your sports book. Toledo -7 over under.
Let's do it.
All right, polls running. Mitch, what are your thoughts on the MAC game?
Well, these guys just played, and it was Toledo getting the win. A lot of times in these MAC championship games, especially when they were on Friday nights, it always seemed like the dog won. But in this case, I just think that Toledo probably extends that lead that they beat them up by last time. Last time they were just a 2.5-point favorite, and they won and covered in that game. I think Toledo, the books here, throwing that hook on there, and there's the hook on a lot of these games today at key numbers. They're looking for action. They're looking for action on the side. I'm not going to give it to them. I'm going to take Toledo in this one. I think they put enough points on the board to get it done.
Yeah, I'm on the other side, but I don't even like it enough to argue with you on it. It's my least favorite of all the games today. I'm on Miami of Ohio plus 7.5. I really don't like that backup quarterback that's playing for Miami. I think it's Avion Smith or whatever. I don't trust him at all. But I like both these defenses. And actually, I think the Red Hawks defense might be slightly better than Toledo's this year. If not, it's very close. I just think we're going to see a defensive football game. I've never been a fan of DeQuan Finn. I've never really liked him, never trusted him. And we're talking about 7.5 points. You can get 7, though, if you're betting Toledo. You can get to 7. But I took Miami of Ohio plus 7.5 because I'm expecting a low-scoring game. Let's say 19-17, Toledo wins, Miami covers. But again,
19-10. I'm with you. I don't think there's other places today I'd rather be with today's college basketball card and NBA card. I think there's just other places I'd rather be than this game.
College basketball season. I haven't taken a look at a single college basketball game yet. That'll be
missed
after.
Some gems, man. You've missed some gems. Last night was a beauty. Kansas, UConn.
Oh yeah, the Discord was all talking about that one. Apparently that game was awesome. I was watching
awesome
Oregon shit the bed. Jay, you played in this MAC game?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Toledo with Mitch. I'm not overly in love with it, and like you said, I'd rather have the 7. But I'm kind of with him. I got this game somewhere like 24-14. It's kind of where I got this one. Toledo is the better team. They are the better team. They won the last meeting. I think they up 7 or right on the number, and they kicked the field goal late to get us to push. Like, it's gonna be one of those type games.
All right.
I'm gonna take the Rockets. The Rockets.
Community still filing in. Only about 400 people in here right now. But 53% of them clicked on Toledo. So it looks like the community is leaning that way. Just 32% said they would take the 7.5 with Miami. Again, I'm not trying to die on this hill. I'm down to fight with Mitch today, but not on this one. Let's go to Oklahoma State, Texas. Oh, wow. And we got Jay in the spotlight here. All right, so I'm going to put this line up for 15.5 because you can get both. Oklahoma State plus 15.5, Texas minus 15, over, under. Jay, are you do your boys cover?
Hour away from kickoff, man. I'm finna take these boys behind the woodshed. Finna absolutely slaughter these boys. It's not even finna be a competition. Hey, there's a couple things going on here. Of course, we all know Texas is on the outside looking in right now, but being a conference champ and after they kick the crap out of Oklahoma State, I think they're gonna have a pretty significant argument to be in the college football playoff. They need a little help. They do. I'll admit it. They need a little help today. We'll see if they get it. But here's the other thing, man. I don't know if none of you guys know, but hey, Oklahoma State, they did a big no-no over the weekend, man. they frat houses. Yeah, hey, I know the frat houses. They get crazy. They go, they do some crazy things. We were all in college. We all did it. But they crossed the line and went way past the line. Did y'all see what happened?
Yeah, I saw it.
They gonna go kill a Longhorn and leave him dead in
Is it proven that they killed them though?
No, yes, it's on video.
I thought they just found a dead Longhorn. I didn't know that they actually confirmed that. They
found the dead Longhorn. Like, it's on video, the dead Longhorn on the.
No, I saw that, but like, because you know how the media is. Sometimes they'll just make up like they killed it when it's like, do we know that they killed it?
Man, this is, you can put two and two together. I mean, come on now. Hey, B-boys finna get smashed. Now, Jovan, my main man, came on and gave me some pretty good stats on why Oklahoma State can and has usually competed against Texas. Not today. This is an absolute woodshed. This is going to be 24-0 at half, and probably 48-7 when it's all said and done.
I am on the other side of this one. Look, on paper, there's no reason, there's no angles for Oklahoma State. I mean, on paper, Texas should absolutely crush them. I don't think they can stop Texas' run game. Well, actually, the run defense is probably the one spot Oklahoma State can do a decent job against. But Oklahoma State struggled against the pass. Alan Bowman really struggling recently. He had a nice little hot stretch there, but last 3 games he's struggling against bad defenses. There's nothing that shows he should be able to move the ball in Texas. Nothing that shows that Ollie Gordon should be able to get the run game going on Texas, except one thing. Mike Gundy's 2-0 against Sark. And coaching is huge in these matchups. And what happened in that Oklahoma State-Kansas State game on Friday night? You had, what was Oklahoma State, 11-point underdogs? Mike Gundy just had an answer for everything. Every single play call was perfect in that game against Kansas State. Seems like Mike Gundy just knows how to show up for these big games. They beat Kansas State. They beat Oklahoma. Not saying they're going to beat Texas, but I think Mike Gundy will outcoach Sarkisian. So 15.5 points, I'm feeling pretty confident with it. Even though there's just no numbers that support this. And I was listening to some podcasts and stuff. It seems like every sharp is on Texas. So I might be on an island here. Mitch, what are you thinking?
Sarkisian legacy game right here. Mitch finna tell you why he's terrible and why he ain't never done nothing.
Well, because you mentioned that Gundy has a winning record against Sarkisian. So does everybody. And the thing is that, the thing for me in this one is, like, why take points that you don't need? You just bet the plus 525 here on Oklahoma State and take them outright on the win, because you don't need the points, because what you have is a choker coach that's never accomplished anything. So what would lead you to believe that he would do it here, especially when he's been set up against the easier opponent than the rematch against Oklahoma? I never am a believer of that. Well, they beat them and they beat you, unless it works in my favor, like it does here. They beat them and they beat you, and they're gonna beat you because of that. I never buy into it, except when it works in my favor, like it does here. I'm taking Oklahoma State. They beat you. They're gonna win this one outright. I think way too many sharps, like Kyle said, on Texas. That puts me firmly on Oklahoma State. And I'll tell you what, it's probably going to be one of those games where you just are just like, this guy is the worst coach in the history of the world. It's like the fumbling, the lack of preparation, just all those Sarkisian trademarks that they bottled up for this one game, because Texas really believes that they have a shot at the playoff. He's the type of coach that's already looking ahead for his argument.
Man, we leaving the Big 12 with telling these boys, hey, we out of here. We smashed every last one of y'all.
Here's the thing about it. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Mitch said the worst coach in the history of the world. Look, on paper, Jay's right, but that's that Kansas State game.
He's been given the keys to the Cadillac every job that he's ever had as a head coach, and he's never done anything with any of them. It's not like he's coaching at New Mexico State like Jerry Kill takes him all the way to the title game. I mean, this guy is like just the bum of bums. Washington, busted out of Washington. USC, fired at USC. Texas loses to Oklahoma State in the conference title game outright at plus 525. This is the type of guy that he is.
I agree with you. That Kansas State game's in my head, where every single play I was like, dude, Mike Gundy's just so much better. Such a better coach.
So much better. This guy's just such a stiff.
I don't hate Sarkisian like Mitch does, but I agree. I think
you want to see a good coach.
outcoached.
You tune in at 4:00 in that Georgia Alabama.
Oh my
game.
God!
See some good head coaches.
Our poll is on Oklahoma State, so looks like the community agrees with me and Mitch here. 50% of our viewers said that they would take the points of Oklahoma State. 34% on Texas. And Mitch, by the way, our Discord, we all just took Oklahoma State money line earlier this morning, so we're with you. I put $150 on it, not like a huge.
Yeah, I put $350. Why not?
Yeah,
You
know? We're down 24-0 at half, man. Just gonna be sitting there, just like
that back door is gonna be wide
open.
open.
I'll say, man. I'll say, who cares? It's like I got Mac Jones and Tim Boyle both starting tomorrow.
You're right. We do.
I think Zappy's starting for New England.
Oh yeah, I think Zappy.
Even better, a guy that couldn't beat out Mac Jones. Even better. Even better.
Yo, don't sleep on those Western Kentucky QBs. All right.
Oh, God. You got Eastern Kentucky and Western Kentucky in the same division.
All right. Boise State, UNLV. I'll go first because I just think this is very short and sweet here. I just think this line is an overreaction to what's happened the last couple of weeks. Hold on one sec. Over, under. All right, polls running. For 90% of this season, UNLV has been significantly better than Boise State. Now, I know Boise State's had some bad luck. They lost on like a Hail Mary. I think there was like a missed field goal loss in there. So I know Boise State's had some bad luck, but I think it's built into this line. The fact that they're favored says it all. 90% of the season, UNLV was the much stronger team. Then they have one game where they slip up, and Boise State beats up on teams like New Mexico, Air Force with a backup quarterback, and then another team with a backup quarterback, and all of a sudden I think I did the line wrong here. In this graphics here, so the graphics right below my face, it's -2.5. UNLV's getting 2.5. They're correct in the bottom left. But I am on UNLV here. They've been the stronger team for this whole year. I think this line is just an overreaction of what's happened the last 2 or 3 weeks. Boise State is beat up on some bad teams and a couple teams with backup quarterbacks. I don't trust Taylor Green at all. Keep in mind, he's not even supposed to be starting at quarterback. He started the season, got benched. About 5 or 6 games in, they brought that freshman Madsen in to start for Boise. He looked all right, but then he got hurt after 4 or 5 games. So Taylor Green is back at quarterback for Boise State. They don't even want him there. I tried taking Boise State a couple times earlier in the year. I think I went 1-2 betting on Boise State. I watched a few of their games early on. This kid's not good at quarterback. I know he had a couple good games recently, but I don't trust him at all. I'll take UNLV in the points. Mitch?
Yeah, I'm on UNLV plus the points. I think worst case scenario for UNLV goes to that overtime with that 2-point conversion crap, and you're getting 2.5. This team just covers the spread every single time, and the underdog lost 8 in a row as a dog. And I don't trust Boise at all off the blue turf. Like Kyle said, they've played a lot of bad teams, and they played most of those teams at home. And it's like the tougher team, like Wyoming, if that game's in Laramie, it might even be a different story. I just think that I don't understand the line here. Maybe somebody knows something, but I don't care. I know that I've made a lot of money on UNLV. This bet's already paid for.
Agreed.
Words right out my mouth. I feel the exact same way. Like, we've been riding UNLV all season. Why are we jumping off now? We're getting them at home where they played all season in Allegiant Stadium in a championship game as a dog. Stop it.
Right. It's
the best covered team in college football. If I lose, I lose, but it's the place to be for me.
Yeah, it's just an overreaction because Boise State blew out a couple teams the last 3 weeks. It was like all 3 impressive wins for Boise State. But like I said,
and San Jose State has always been a side in UNL,
right?
Thorn in their side. So, I wasn't really just too surprised last week.
Yeah, let me pull up the schedule because I forget who the other game. Oh, right. So they played New Mexico, Utah State, and Air Force. Those are Boise State's 3 big wins that are probably the reason why this line's here. 2 of those games were against backup quarterbacks, and New Mexico's bad. They're bad this year. So this line just feels like an overreaction to me. Our community definitely agrees with us. We're all, this is a UNLV program today. 58% said that they would take the 2.5 with UNLV. 30%
they still got
said
the little turnover slot machine on the sideline. I need to see that in action today.
I'm not sure. Mitch would probably know that. Next. All right. We got Georgia, Alabama. Let's run the poll. It's time to talk about this one. Georgia plus 5.5. Alabama minus. Oh no, Georgia minus 5.5. I actually think it's at 5. So I'll put it at 5. All right, Mitch. Tell me why you think Kirby Smart's beating Saban here.
Because he is in historical territory of one of the longest winning streaks in the
Not against Saban, though. No, I'll let you go.
In college football. He's beaten him more times than he's lost to him.
No, he's not. He's 1-4 against Saban.
1-4?
Yeah. Nick Saban's 4-1 against Kirby Smart. That national championship game was the first time he beat him. Unless you're talking about previous programs. I was just talking about Georgia.
No. I don't think. I think Kirby Smart was the defensive coordinator in Alabama. So I don't think he has previous programs.
Yeah, no.
I don't.
That was the first time he beat him.
I don't care. I'm taking Georgia here. This team is in historical winning streak range. Like this is right now currently it's the 9th longest winning streak of all time. Actually, they're tied with Miami at 9th, and the team that ended the winning streak against Miami was Alabama, ironically. That ended that winning streak. I remember that game vividly. George Teague, who later played for the Cowboys, was our undoing. But Miami has another winning streak that was actually longer than this. But most of those winning streaks that you see historically in college football are like from the 1950s. They're like from the 1900s. They are way, way, way back. So this winning streak is like the longest winning streak in 40 years, and far and away. And this Alabama team is not good enough to stop this Georgia team. You have a quarterback that is super one-dimensional against a defense that is so athletic, loaded with first-round NFL draft choices from top to bottom and deep. I just don't think Alabama puts enough points on the board here to beat Georgia. I don't think the Georgia offense is prolific this year, but I don't think they have to be. This is a run the football, play defense game, and you're going to see domination by Georgia. Last week, a lot of people, laughed at me in Auburn. I read those comments, not the comments in the the after show comments. I read the during the show comments. I go back and watch the show again. Is what I do. And I read all those comments that you guys mocked me for picking Auburn and all that stuff with the points. They had no problem, and they should have won that game. I mean, if they rush the passer in that, they win. Instead of letting him just stand in the pocket and throw. Georgia's not going to let him stand in the pocket, and then he likes to take off. Yeah, the last time a quarterback decided it was a good idea to take off against Georgia, he got benched. Name is Jalen Hurts. He got benched and he transferred out to Oklahoma. Bad idea. Kirby Smart, it's his day. He's going for his 3rd straight national championship. He deserves it, and then he'll be coaching the Jets.
But you're leaving out one thing, Mitch. All that stuff Mitch just said about Kirby Smart and Georgia is accurate. It's historical run. This winning streak so impressive. But there's just one team that doesn't apply to, Alabama, because Nick Saban 4-1 against Kirby Smart. That national championship game was first time he ever beat him. Last three SEC championship games between these two teams, Alabama won all 3. Nick Saban
way better Bama teams than this year. Way better.
Yeah, but 2 years ago,
not a good Alabama team.
2 years ago, Georgia was 7-point favorites in the SEC championship game over Alabama. Saban beat them. This Georgia team is better than Alabama, heads up, but Nick Saban is going to outcoach Kirby Smart like he has most times when he saw him. Also, I think this Alabama team's a little undervalued. Now, I'm speaking strictly on the point spread now, because what I'm saying, I'm not saying Alabama's going to win, Alabama money line. I'm taking the points. But I just think Alabama's a little undervalued. All their struggles happened earlier in the season. They lost to Texas, then they struggled at South Florida. The rest of the season, Jalen Milroe's turning into a pretty solid passer, and no one's talking about it because everyone kind of wrote him off back in week 2 when he threw those 2 bad picks against Texas. He's actually been solid the last couple months. I don't even know if I would take Carson Beck over Milroe as a pure passer right now. I know everyone's like, what? How could you even say that? Milroe looks good. Milroe can also run the ball. He's got 10 rushing touchdowns in the last 7
games. They beat Auburn?
What? No. I'm talking about his body of work over the last 2 months. Milroe's looks solid. And this Georgia team isn't even a top 25 run defense this year. This is not built like Georgia teams from the past. This offense relies on the pass, and this defense is better against the pass. Also, pass rush isn't as elite this year at Georgia as it normally is. This isn't the normal Georgia teams that we're used to seeing the last 2 or 3 years. This Georgia team's built a little bit differently. You know what it's built like? It's built like the teams Nick Saban has made a career on dominating. So at +5, I have to take Alabama. I am going to bet the money line, but obviously Georgia's good as hell and could definitely win the game. I just feel like the value is definitely on Alabama getting anything more than 3. I'm on Bama. Roll Tide. Jay?
I don't want the points. I don't want nothing. I'm on the money line. I'm on Alabama. Let's get it done, man. I've been calling Georgia pretty much fraud for most of the season.
The 29 consecutive wins and back-to-back national championships.
No. What though?
That's pretty as much as fraud as you get.
Hold on though. Hold on. If Jay, 1 second before Jay continues, because Mitch said he's got the win streak, but you know what? Georgia is just 4-7 against the spread this year. So Jay, by calling Georgia frauds, has been turning a profit, fading them. Just want to point that out.
And I'm gonna do so again here. And I think Bama gets them outright. I think the Georgia perception has been mainly because of the winning streak,
Bama
not
team,
because
man.
of the team that is.
This is what they're gonna say after the game. This was not a good Alabama team. That's what they're gonna say after the game.
No, and if they lose, you're 100% right. That's exactly what they're gonna say. But that's not gonna happen. We're not gonna have to worry about it because I think Alabama goes in here and beats these boys. And I know this is going to sound crazy, but Georgia's not even going to make the college football playoff. There's no avenue for them to get in once they lose this football game today.
The other is when Texas gets beat by Oklahoma State.
I understand it's your day. It's your day at the Georgia Dome because Chick-fil-A is open on Saturday.
Today, right?
So it will be open today.
It's open
the
today.
Game. It's like,
wait, what does Chick-fil-A have to? That must be an inside joke of your show. What does Chick-fil-A have to do with this game?
Because
the Chick-fil-A, they have Chick-fil-A in the stadium.
Yes,
but it's closed on Sunday, like when the Falcons play, because Chick-fil-A is closed on Sundays.
So you're saying Chick-fil-A being open is a determining factor in betting the point spread of this game?
Oh, look, yes.
For us it is.
Yes.
That's
what we're saying.
Could be, It's a nice sandwich.
It is a great sandwich, but I don't know if it affects my bet.
Well, it depends if you have. See, what I do is I trade out the nuggets for fries. I don't get the fries, I just get nuggets. So I got the sandwich and the nuggets.
See, like the comments make me like my bet even more. Someone goes, betting against Georgia is insane. Georgia's 4-7 against the spread this year. If you've been betting against Georgia, you're up. Solid amount this year. They haven't been covering the number. And then someone else said, Kyle and Jay just shitting on Georgia's accomplishments. No, I'm not. I'm saying Georgia hasn't accomplished shit against Nick Saban because he's 1-4 against them, Kirby Smart. So I'm not diminishing what Georgia has done with these 29 straight wins. I'm just saying
there really hasn't been a game this year where I watched Georgia and I sat there and said they're the best team in the country. I've never said that this season.
I know you sat there and said Colorado was the best team in the country.
No, I did not. No, I did not. I never said that. What I did say is
the transfer portal has changed the game.
I said I think Michigan is one of the best teams.
Cue the tape.
And I think Bama gets these boys outright. We'll see.
Shedeur Sanders is going to win the Heisman. They're the best team. The transfer portal has changed the game. This is a different day. It's like, oh, man.
This guy said Jay only wants Alabama to win so the long bitches can have a better chance of getting
They don't have a chance. Once they lose to Oklahoma State, then Jay's going to be saying, maybe I should put a little on Georgia. Have a little something on Kirby.
Alabama's the move here. And honestly, the fact I might even clip some of this and tweet it out because this is the day Mitch truly eats crow for blindly riding with Kirby Smart week after week. This is the day it comes back to bite him. And our poll,
all you Georgia apologists gonna be sad when they get left out the playoffs.
Apologists? Oh, I apologize for the back-to-back national championship and the 29 consecutive wins and the slew of first-round NFL draft choices.
Straight and we didn't make the playoffs.
Sorry.
They can't
29.
Leave us out.
Yes, they can.
40.
Oh, yes, they can.
Are-
Yes, they will. Yes, they will. You watch, Jay. If Georgia loses, they're in either way. You will be out, and Alabama
No,
will
they
jump
will not.
you.
No,
Oh,
they
yes,
will not.
they
There
will.
is no way in hell that happens. Georgia
I
plays
will-
nobody. They play nobody.
Okay.
There's no
If that-
reason for
if
Texas
it
to
ha-
schedule
they-
Alabama in Alabama and beat them and not to get in as a conference champ. And they put
Cry
Georgia
all you
in.
want,
There's
man.
no
It's the way.
fucking
It's the way of the world.
No.
It's the way of the world. Yes, it is.
No.
I don't know.
Yes,
No.
it is.
No,
100%. There is 100% certainty
no,
that that's what will happen.
no. Non-conference champ is out of there. They out of there. Non-conference champ and
Hold on. I want to run a poll.
You're
Who-
done.
Oh, because I'm curious, because I honestly don't know. Who gets
It's not
in
gonna happen.
the
It's not
CFP
gonna
playoff?
happen.
Respect the
It's
regular
not going to
season.
happen.
You have to
But
respect
if it does
where there's
happen,
no
I'll
reason
bet
for
you the
Texas to go
5,000.
play
I'll
Alabama.
bet you the 5,000 again.
So the
I'll
poll
bet you
I just
5,000
ran.
Again. I'll bet you 10.
Let's see what the
I'll
people
bet you
think.
10,000.
The poll I just ran.
It's
Who
like,
gets
no
in the
chance.
who gets in the college football playoff? 12-1 Georgia or 12-1 Texas? Who gets in? I want to see
Georgia.
because I honestly don't know.
Georgia.
How does Bama? How?
Because they make the selections.
No, that doesn't make any sense.
Yes,
that
they
makes
do.
No sense whatsoever.
Yes, they do.
Who is Georgia's best win?
Missouri.
Who's their
Their
best
guy
win?
who's
South
on the
Carolina?
committee.
Missouri.
is their best
Missouri
win.
is a good win. Missouri's a good win.
The guy who's on the committee is Georgia. They make the picks on who's in the game in the playoff. They're in.
All right.
Don't even kid yourself. Don't get your hope. Hope is a
They're
horrible thing, Jay.
Bye-bye.
Oh my
Crush
God,
your dreams.
we're back to the hope speech. So 70%,
Hope is a horrible thing. It will
70%
crush your
of our
dreams.
viewers
It'll ruin your life.
took 12-1 Georgia. 29% took 12-1 Texas. So at least it looks like most people think Georgia will get in if they're
Of
both
course,
12-1.
they will get in because hope is a horrible thing. It will crush your dreams. It will ruin your life.
Yo, Mitch with this hope shit. It comes every single week. It comes up. Like, let me tell you a thing or two about hope. All right.
Have none. Live a good life.
Someone just commented Pickdawgz on Pickdawgz crime. All right, so we got
Me and Mitch ain't gone at each other in a minute. It was due.
I enjoyed it.
Tulane -3.
We're all good.
I wanted to
Believe me,
join
we're
in on that,
pro.
but I don't even know who I agree with. I think Mitch might be right. I think Georgia probably does get in, but I think Jay might be right in the sense that Texas should get in.
Oh no. We're not saying about who should get in. Texas should. If Georgia loses and Texas wins, Texas should definitely get in, but they will not. Okay, it's not the way that it works. Okay, the way that it works is Georgia gets in.
And the
I
fact
know
that they
this.
won back-to-back years too, it really helps Mitch's
Oh
side
no,
of the
it
argument.
doesn't matter.
That does matter.
The fact is that the guys who pick who's in the game are Georgia.
What
So
do you
why
mean
would
by
they pick
that? I didn't
themselves?
understand what you're saying by that.
Because it's rigged.
Oh.
Who's in?
Oh, it's rigged. In that case, let's move on
Yes.
to the next game. SMU, Tulane. I'm a little confused. Maybe Mitch could shed some light here. So Preston Stone's out, quarterback for SMU, but this number still got bet down from 5 to 4.5 down to 3. So do people still like SMU even without him? What am I missing here?
Well, the Ponies' defense has been very, very good this year, and SMU not known as a defensive team, but they actually are this year. They play some
It's better,
really,
yeah.
really good defense. So it's like they have a much better defense than Tulane. I like Tulane. I like experienced quarterbacks. I like teams that have been there, done that, have had the experience, and all those sort of things. I see the path for SMU. I mean, I see why people are going that way. Well, it's like the same thing. You know, people are going to back Bama. It's going to be a bad day.
So you're on Tulane.
And Kirby Smart.
SMU Tulane, Mitch still finds a way to bring Kirby Smart into it. All right, so you're on
I
Tulane.
love him. I love him.
Yo, are you on Tulane?
Yes.
Me too.
I'm parlaying him up with Georgia.
I didn't know which way to go in this one, and this number got bet down to an even 3. That's a playable number for me for Tulane. Keep in mind, this is a home game for Tulane. I hate how some conferences do that, by the way. I understand that maybe there's not the same amount of money involved in some of these conferences for a neutral site, but this is a conference championship. It shouldn't be a home game. That's bullshit, but it is. This is a home game for Tulane. Tulane, the thing with the Tulane team this year, I think overall, it was a disappointing season as far as the offense. I know they're 11-1, but the offense, they brought back Michael Pratt, and I think Tulane was expecting to have this electric offense, and it was just stale for a lot of this season. But the defense has stepped up in a big way. What Mitch was just saying about the SMU defense, I feel the same way about the Tulane defense. I wasn't expecting them to have a good defense this year. They've played solid defense all season. So at home, I'm comfortable riding the green wave here against a backup quarterback. Admittedly, I don't know much about Preston Stone's backup at SMU. For the amount of money that's coming in on SMU, there's people out there that know their shit that must like him, but I'm on the other side. I'm taking Tulane in a home game here. Jay, you got to move in this one?
Yes, I do. I got to fade the home team, and I got to continue to ride one of my teams, man. They just continue to put money in my pockets, and everybody knows when teams get the rolling downhill for me, I usually continue to ride them, and that's what I'm going to do here with the Green Wave. They win here, and they get, a New Year's Bowl again. This team is, hey, I like Pratt. I really like the coach. Coach might leave after this year. He might be gone after this year. He's a hell of a coach.
Do you know anything about, so I don't know who the hell the backup quarterback is in SMU. I mean, people must like him. This guy Jennings, I guess. People must like him.
I'm gonna be 1,000. I'm not sure much about the backup for SMU. Would I doubt them? No, I wouldn't. SMU, hey, they one of the richest programs that people don't know about. They got that bread. So I wouldn't be surprised if they gave somebody a nice NIL deal and he's actually got some talent. I just think it's a bad spot, man. Tulane, they've been here, done that. This is what they do. They're that Power 5 conference team that always seems to get it done. I think they get it done.
All right.
He doesn't have like the extreme pedigree, comes in like ranked around where Shedeur Sanders was ranked 88th, QB in the country.
Oh my
God.
God.
It's like, so it means he probably gets sacked a ton. It's like
SMU Tulane. Mitch is like, all right, this comes down to Kirby Smart and Shedeur Sanders.
At the sneaky jab.
I know. Finds a way to land the Shedeur Sanders jab during the Tulane breakdown.
Years of practice.
All right, so our poll, 56% of our viewers are on the green wave with me and Mitch. 33% said that they would side with Jay and take the 3 with SMU. Next, this is, I don't know what your guys' least favorite game is of the day, but as far as watching, it's this one. My least favorite bet of the day is the MAC game early on because I just don't have a side, but I actually enjoy MAC football. I am not a Sun Belt guy, so let me I'll put mine up first. I'm on Troy -5 because this is another one where it's a home game. I was looking at App State. They have won 5 in a row, but against some weak defenses. Troy will be the strongest defense they've seen in a while, and Troy's won 8 games in a row themselves, and I like that they throw the ball a lot. But again, I don't know enough about the Sun Belt to really. I'm betting it, but I'm just doing a little bit of gambling here because I don't know a ton about the Sun Belt Conference. Mitch, you doing anything in this one?
I like Troy. I think they've got it. This is not the same. So App State, when our other guy used to be there, Eli Drinkwitz, they were like a team, like a bend don't break, right? They were like one of those great bend don't break where they like kind of suck the life out of you. You get it to the 20-yard line and you just run into a brick wall. They were really, really good at that. But this year they're not that same team. Drinkwitz now several years removed. Troy is actually a really good team, and they're kind of like this boring, efficient machine type team, and I think they're going to run them over. I do. I've watched Troy this year, and I have talked about it at length, and I know I don't want to put everybody to sleep, but if you really have insomnia, find that Troy Army game from earlier this season at West Point in the rain. Oh man, was that gruesome. That was just one tough watch.
19-0 was the final score, so Troy would have covered the number.
It was downpour. It was like in a downpour. It was a bad game.
I bet Troy once this year, and I'm trying to figure out where it was. I can't remember what game, but I bet him pretty heavy. I forget which one it was. But yeah, so that's 2 of us on Troy. And it's good to know that Troy had experience with the bad weather game because the comments are saying the weather's supposed to be bad here.
Nothing for me here in this one.
Jay's going to Mavs in 4. Jay loves the Mavs in this.
He likes Luka Doncic over PRAs.
No Troy.
I like it. I like it too.
55% of our viewers said they would lay the 5 points with Troy. 36% said they would take the 5 with App State. 2 more games. And we're back to the Power 5 conferences. A game that's just not quite as interesting without Jordan Travis. Very curious to see what would have happened with this season if he didn't.
It's interesting, all right. It's interesting, all right.
All right, Jay.
I'm the biggest Louisville fan there is today.
You're on, oh, that's right. So you're on the Cards.
Let's go, Cards. Let's get this shit done. I need you boys today more than ever. I'm gonna be 1,000% honest with all 1,000 of you in the chat. This bet right here, now this one is pure out of fandom. This bet is pure fandom. I need Louisville bad here. The thing is, I think we're not even gonna see the quarterback we saw last time for Florida State, right? It's his backup.
Yeah, it's the third string.
Ooh, I know Louisville looked bad last week. I know they really did, but I think they bounced back this week, man. I think they do. Can they please do us all a favor and not let Florida State get in the playoffs, man? Now, if Florida State wins, then they deserve to be in. That's my thoughts. They deserve to be in. 13-0 conference champ. You got to respect
They're
it.
in. They win, they are in.
You got to
There's
respect
no ifs, ands, or buts.
You got to respect it. But if they lose here, like I think they might.
So if Florida State wins, then Texas is out.
Out.
No, not necessarily.
How so?
Yes.
Because Washington, Florida State.
Necessary.
Georgia, if Bama beats Georgia is
So
out.
you think they will roll a college football playoff with no SEC teams in it?
There's no chance that Georgia's out. Either way, win or lose.
No, I don't think that's true. I think you're wrong on that.
What's the actual criteria for the college
No,
football playoff?
Mitch, scenario. Hold on, Mitch. Listen. Florida State wins. Washington's obviously in, right? Florida State, Washington, Michigan, and then if Alabama beats Georgia, it's Alabama.
It's Texas. It would have to be Texas because they beat Alabama.
There's
there is
no
scenario where you can put Alabama in the playoff and not Texas. And
there's a scenario.
Yeah, there's a scenario.
In the playoff
Trust me, there's a scenario. I've been watching college football my whole life, and trust me on this.
There's a scenario.
There is way. There is way, and I've seen it a million times. College football, it's quietly not quite as dirty as college basketball, but college basketball, at least like with the NIL, college basketball just came clean, about it. All right, we're a filthy sport to begin with. If you went to our school, here's an email, send us money for image licensing. That's what they've done. I mean, this is what they're doing for college basketball. For football, you don't hear a peep about what these guys are making. Finally, rule comes out the other day, right? I've been talking image licensing the whole time. Rule comes out the other day. Jay sends me the TikTok. If you want a good quarterback, it's $1 to $2 million.
Yeah, I saw that.
Or more. Yeah. And right. So we knew this all along. In basketball, we already know what these guys were making because they have pretty much said, a lot of guys come right out and they just say, like Villanova said, we have a stack of cash. We're going to take Maryland's best player. We're going to take this guy's best player. We're going to take these guys. We're going to build our team exactly through money. Miami came out. Nigel Pack will give you $800,000 to transfer from Kansas State. Okay, I graciously accept. It's like these are the going rates. And it's like that is the day and age that we live in. So I think that.
How does that translate to a bet for this game?
Oh, for this game, it's Florida State all day and twice on Saturday. They are so freaking talented. This team is so loaded with athletes from top to bottom. You don't even understand that this team doesn't even have a guy on the roster all the way down to the punter that's not an ESPN top 150 recruit, man. They are as stacked can be. Louisville will have nice players. They had Lamar. They had Teddy Bridgewater. They've had nice guys here and there.
That running back Jordan. That running back Jordan is good.
And they had Parker, Devonta Parker. They've had some good players, and they've had some good defensive guys. But the thing is, they don't have the depth that Florida State has, man. No. It's like Florida State is stacked. They're stacked, man. Those running backs are all NFL backs. They're all NFL backs. Number 3, number 6, right? It's like, oh man, you get them all confused. The receiver that they got from Michigan State, what do you think he's making? I mean, oh man.
I'm in complete agreement with Mitch. Look, I'm not thrilled with the idea of taking a third string quarterback here, but the truth is, in every other position on the depth chart, Florida State is significantly better than Louisville. And that's not a knock at Louisville. Louisville's solid. I like their defensive front seven, but Florida State's elite everywhere. And And when it comes down to just, okay, so the only area where we like Louisville more than Florida State is quarterback, how much do you even like Jack Plummer? Honestly, how much do you really trust? Look yourself in the mirror and say, how much do I really trust Jack Plummer? And the answer should be not much, especially if
we're going to hear about it in a second when Jay gets the mic.
You already got it. He took Jack.
I'm good.
He didn't mention Jack Plummer because he casually doesn't even want to admit that he's trusting Jack Plummer. But Jack Plummer, especially away from home, has looked bad this year. That NC State game on the road, I will never unsee that. Like in 40 years, when someone brings up Louisville, I'm going to be like, yo, I remember that Jack Plummer game at NC State. That was like the worst quarterback play I've ever seen. I don't trust this dude at all. So even with the third string quarterback, still Florida State's a much better team. And I think this line is just an overreaction to that's kind of common in football, especially. The line overreacts to a superstar going down, especially a quarterback. So I just think we're getting value here. This line should be 4. If Jordan Travis was in, this would be 9.5. So like, there's just it's too much of a difference. So I'm on Florida State here. Our poll is heavy on Louisville. Our poll's rolling with the Cards and Jay. 54% said they would take the 1 point. Oh, I messed up the poll. It's Louisville +1. And 37% said they're on Florida State.
Hey, is this the Hook 'em Horns or is this the Black Sabbath? I'm not really sure.
What the hell is that, Mitch? Why do you have that?
It's a bobblehead. It's from a rock festival. It's a cactus.
And you decided you were there and you're like, I need to buy this?
Yeah, why not, man?
All right.
Put on the set, man.
All right, Mitch. All right, Mitch, I'm curious here.
Look at I've already it's already paid for itself.
I'm very curious here because I know that you are part of a syndicate and you know a lot of people that are into that. So can I ask what the hell is going on? Who is betting Iowa? Who has bet this number down from 23.5? Jay's raising his hand. Jay's betting Iowa. Obviously, there's heavy hitters taking the points with Iowa.
But notice how Jay raised his hand to indicate it was a fair catch. See, that is the fair catch. See, if he did this, does this mean he has Iowa or he doesn't have Iowa?
Is Michigan not as
I'm still upset about the little pig.
I don't understand the line here. I'm taking Michigan, but it's got me scared because I don't like when I don't understand it. I mean, where's the angle for Iowa keeping this one close? I don't.
Michigan is a bunch of underachievers that have never accomplished anything on a national scale. And I think that when you look at a team like this, that, it's kind of like Sarkisian, just classic underachievers, you're just looking for a place to fall down. Last year it was TCU that
they just beat Ohio State, Mitch.
And this year it's going to be, right, they beat their rival. That's the same thing as New Mexico beating New Mexico State in my book. And I just think that at the same time, you have, a team that on a national scale in the big games has never gotten it done. Last year, TCU did the dirty work. This year, it's going to be Iowa. If they want to go to the playoff and get shellacked by Georgia, go ahead.
You're honestly taking Iowa here.
Hell yeah. I'm sprinkling.
Mitch, their team total's at 2.5. 2.5.
I'm taking the money line.
They might not score, get a first down here, Mitch.
I'm telling you, that I trust that Michigan quarterback, Zip. He sucks.
You like Deacon Hill, then?
I'll tell you what. I like anyone better than that Michigan quarterback.
No,
he
you
reminds
don't.
Me a lot
you
of Mac
do not
Jones.
like Deacon Hill. Yo, Mitch, if you're trying to tell me you trust Deacon Hill more than J.J. McCarthy, I think I have to mute you. Like, there's just no way. Like,
J.J. McCarthy is garbage.
If you say J.J. McCarthy's overrated, okay, yeah, I'll hear that. But Deacon Hill can't even throw the football, Mitch. This is a Sun Belt offense playing in the Big Ten right here.
$550.
Oh, ready for this?
$550.
Ready for this?
$550 pays $8,250 on the money line for Iowa.
You're better off giving that $550 to people in need, Mitch. There's people that need that money. But
we'll have the $8,000.
Ready for this? Iowa on the season averaging 247 yards per game offensively. That's dead last in the country.
Then why isn't Michigan favored by more?
Can I finish? They went 10-2. They went 10-2, averaging 247 yards per game. In the history of recorded stats in the NCAA, the highest win total by any team that averaged less than 250 yards per game was 4 in the history of recorded stats in college football. This is the luckiest team of all time. This team sucks.
They're special.
Oh my God. That's when I'm making a bet and I can't explain it. So I say things like locker room guys and we're special. That's called I'm making a bet and I can't explain why.
I went, hey,
But that's
they beat
sports,
them
though.
and they
There's
beat
some
you.
things you just can't explain. Everything isn't on a sheet of paper. It's not.
Jay, are you the type of person that says locker room guy? You're a locker room guy.
I am a locker room guy. You know? I am. I love betting spots. You know, I bring up all weird shit all the time.
I am a
told
locker
you
room
guys
guy.
that Oklahoma State killed the Longhorns, so Texas finna come out here and go crazy on them. I'm the perfect locker room guy.
So both of you locker room guys are on Iowa.
I'm on Iowa in this one. I am. I think they keep this game. I think the defense come out to compete. I think they come out here and special teams get a score. That's probably where they score at special teams.
Special teams gets a
avenge the little pig.
I could see that McCarthy. I could see that McCarthy turning the ball over 5-6 times in this game.
No, but I see Michigan winning this game by like 17. When it's
I think McCarthy is a Mac Jones in training. I really do. He's a joke.
I see them winning this by 17.
I don't think Iowa hits 7 points in this game.
I'm gonna go. Let's go.
Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Because Michigan, they will crush your dreams, man. You look at that nice empty trophy case.
They're gonna score. 24-7.
They had a guy. Listen to this.
45-0 Michigan.
They had a guy, right?
24-7.
They had a guy on their team. He won so many Super Bowls, you wouldn't even believe it. They couldn't even win with him, man. That's how lousy they are as a program.
Yep.
I mean, this guy has more
know,
Super Bowl rings than everybody.
Did you ever see that
Michigan couldn't do shit?
Did you ever see that Netflix movie about Arkansas, the guy who got killed in the car crash? The Arkansas lineman.
No, but I'll watch it. I will.
It's on Netflix. But anyway, he played. I was watching it yesterday while we were working. He played Tom Brady in the bowl game. They showed it on the thing. It was kind of cool. Anyway, so I'm on an island, but I know it's the winning island because I don't know what these two locker room guys are seeing here on Iowa. I'm playing against the locker room guys.
Mine's just to play against Michigan.
Right, but you need to have something. Like, you can't bet against Michigan with Grambling State. Like, this Iowa team is the luckiest team of all time. I took Mercer
against Georgia last night. They covered.
That's what I was going to say. Iowa is similar to the team that they resemble in the Pittsburgh Steelers in the NFL, where the numbers just don't suggest why their record is what it is, but it is what it is. And it's because, again, everything is not on a spreadsheet. Everything's not on a paper. And sometimes it is the things that happen in the locker room that's turn these games. That's why we love betting them.
They're just gutsy, you know. They just got a lot of spunk.
Yeah, just more words that mean nothing for Mitch. All right. So you know what? We have 5 extra minutes here. I want to see. Let's see what our community favorite bet is. So we're gonna run a poll. Let's see. So the poll, first one, Toledo won. So Toledo -7. Texas. Did more people vote? No, Oklahoma State won that poll. +15. Boise State, UNLV. UNLV won. +2.5. And
the most
Georgia.
Common one is going to be Michigan. I'm calling it. It's going to be Michigan.
According to the polls, Michigan was the winning vote, but the poll that was most decisive wasn't Michigan. It was I don't even know actually.
Let's see. I want to see what y'all think.
Yeah, I'm curious too.
Michigan's straight trash.
But, well, the reason I wanted to do this, one, because we have some extra time, but two, it seems like this is the most split. Like, there's not really a heavy public side here. I thought Michigan would be, but there was a lot of people that clicked Iowa with you guys. So a lot of people are in the fade Harbaugh. And Harbaugh's looking to give them a giant middle finger to the NCAA right now.
He's a douchebag.
I'm not saying I want to hang out with the guy. I'm just saying he's trying to win by 60 points.
Another guy who has accomplished nothing in the big games. Another fucking joke. He had the Super Bowl, won.
Another
Joke. I mean, he was so pompous when he was in the NFL. Oh my God, it was great. Remember, it was brother against brother in the Super Bowl. They turned the lights out, threw him off his game. The lights went out, man. What am I supposed to do? It's like, dude, you got your ass kicked, man.
All right, so I'm going to hit end poll and see. This is like a really close.
Colin Kaepernick
UNLV.
just didn't have the game I was looking
UNLV.
for.
They won the first.
I'm with the community. Let's do it, community.
Wait, that's the first one. That's the first
Oh.
one. So we got there's still 3 more games here.
Oh, I was gonna say
Oh no, 4 more. So we got
Rebels.
SMU. Did Toledo? I think Tulane won that poll though. Troy. Louisville, Florida State was Florida State.
Not Louisville.
Oh, Louisville won the poll, yeah. Louisville +1 and Michigan -21.5. All
I
right.
want to thank everybody for a great season. I've really enjoyed being over here. It's my first time really ever doing a joint venture with another site in 16 years where we've had a consistent show with somebody else like this. I've really, really enjoyed it. I know a lot of you guys have had a lot of fun pot shotting me and, all those things. And, making up stuff about me and my personal life and who I am as a person behind the scenes and all that other stuff. But I don't care, man. I've really enjoyed all of it. You guys, those of you that know me, you know me. Those of you that don't hate me, and I'm fine with it, man. But it's like I have a great life and, he's a mean, whatever. No, I just have an opinion about a football game. Really, that's what it all really comes down to, man. Doesn't mean I hate Jay or whatever. Believe me. Like,
the best episode was the Mitch Vicodin episode. That was electric.
Yeah. But we can, I plan on doing it. We plan on doing a lot more stuff with Kyle and with the guys at the Sauce Network. We love them. We've really enjoyed it. And we don't have a lot of friends in the industry. We know that. We like it that way. We'd rather have quality over quantity, and we've really enjoyed it. We thank Kyle for putting the show together and for having us, and we'll probably do a bowl special too. But
yeah,
get it out of the way.
I would think we should do maybe one before the bowls start, and we'll go through all of them. It's tough. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and the bowl games are starting to become like exhibitions at this point. Like what is even in it for these teams? They don't draw the same revenue that they used to. The players, it's not in their best interest to play in them.
Next year when they go to a 12-team playoff, after that will be a 16-team playoff that will come from the bowl. So a lot of these lower level bowls, guys will not be sitting out anymore. And it's all going to come. So in every other level of every other sport, there's a playoff.
Right.
College football is the only one that didn't have it. Now they will have it next year with the 12-team, and the 12-team is just a prelude to a 16. And at a 16, then you start with these little bowls, the Boca Bowl, the Bahamas Bowl, this bowl.
I like that.
And then you move up. And you
I
move
like
up
that.
through the bowls. And that's the way it should be.
Make them all meaningful. And I like that.
Them all and everyone will play. No one will sit. No one's ever sat out a playoff game.
Yeah. So I'm going to give this 5 more seconds. It looks like the UNLV Rebels is our community top bet. It came down to UNLV and Tulane. That's the 2 top. What?
I like them both too. I'm on both of them.
Me too.
I like it. I kind of like that.
No, you're on SMU, Jay. You're faded Tulane.
No, I didn't. I took Tulane.
Oh,
I don't think so.
I took the Green Wave.
SMU.
I could have sworn you said SMU.
I took the
You're
Green Wave.
bad mouthing us. You're talking about all the money that SMU.
Yeah, you definitely took SMU, bro.
No, I did not. Y'all didn't hear what I said. I said and then, but Tulane is a money-making machine. They're headed for another bowl game.
Well,
like last year.
I put SMU graphic under your face while you were talking, so everyone thinks you took SMU.
I'm on the Green Wave, baby.
So 5.
He'll tell us after the game like a typical YouTube commenter.
Yeah. Or they comment said I'm fading Kyle, and if I win, those comments are miraculously deleted when the game's over.
We get a lot of deleters, man.
Yo, I got a ton last night because I was on Oregon. And I got a ton last night making so much money fading this guy, fading him again. I put up 3 videos last night, had a winning NBA night, won Liberty, and lost Oregon. And people commented on the Oregon one, saying making so much money fading this guy, casually skipped over the 2 winning videos. It's just the IQ of these people is all-time low.
Well, I mean, if you imagine that your highlight of the day is to go around and, say, I told you so on YouTube videos, or loser, or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like, I mean, we give out so many picks, and, it's like even the games I like a lot, I don't win them all.
Of course not.
Who wins them all? The Twitter guys that can change their handle.
Yeah. So our community top bet, the UNLV Rebels, +2.5. Everyone, thanks for watching. We'll do something. Also, Mitch, I don't have anything on the docket yet for college basketball Saturday mornings. Toast, my guy Toast, is a college basketball freak, and he'll be in. So maybe we could do maybe just continue the same show in January or something.
Yeah, we're all good. We love college hoops. We cover it big. So
Yeah, Toast is
We're already in.
Toast is all in on that, and he would love to do it. So maybe we'll do
we're all
like
knee deep in. Jay's got his teams already that he does. Jay takes the same teams. He just rides them to the dirt. Man. He doesn't care. Jay's like on Oklahoma already. Porter Mosier. It's like, that's it. I'm on BYU. It's like, man, I'm on.
Me and Kyle gonna link up NBA.
I've been trying, bro. You've been backing out on me.
Link up, man. We're gonna
3
link up
shows in a row.
week.
Jay, you want to join the live show today? Nah.
It was a crazy week for me last week. We'll be linking up probably this week.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Let's make some money today. Everyone have a good one. Remember to bet responsibly this weekend. Tomorrow morning, there are NFL shows at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Mine's at 11. So you can actually catch both without missing anything. If you're able to do so, would love to see you in the comments. Everyone have a good one. Talk to you later.
Peace.